If you are from France and have smoked before, you should thank the following man. He is the one responsible for bringing in tons of kilos into especially France and the rest of the European Union. Keeping a low profile in the underworld is a must if you want to stay out of the hands of law enforcement. This man did exactly that. In fact, he did it for so long that he earned himself the nickname The Ghost. He was untraceable, and only one picture of him existed in all police databases. This one picture came back to haunt him in a way he could have never imagined. This is the story of Moufide The Ghost Bouchibi. As always, leave a comment, like and subscribe, it immensely helps the channel. The info on Moufide The Ghost Bouchibi is scarce, hence his nickname. He was born in 1982 and grew up in Dourdan, France. As a French Algerian, Dourdan is a very small town near Paris. It is way too small for Moufide and his aspirations. He would often go to Paris, the French city, inspired him to become wealthy and chase his dreams. At the end of the 1990s, he is already building up his criminal record with a lot of petty crimes committed in Paris. It was petty crimes such as stealing, robbing, and small-time dealing. Nothing really worthwhile, and for sure would not make him a wealthy man. It wasn't until 2000 that Moufide would be entering the international drug trade. Under the wing of Sofiane Hambli, he learned the ropes of the hash trade. Sofiane at the time presented himself as the #1 in France when it came to hash. Moufide learned a lot from Sofiane, and in turn helped him run the organization. Moufide was eager, street smart, and well versed in the underworld. The shipments got increasingly bigger and the organization grew. Everything was going well until 2 years later in 2002, a moment that would come back to haunt him almost 2 decades later. Moufide was arrested for his involvement in the international hash trade in France. This arrest led to him being photographed for the police database. At that point in time, it was the only photograph of him available, and the police who took the photo had absolutely no idea how much that photo would be worth nearly 20 years later. After a short jail sentence, Moufide went right back under the radar, and by now started his own organization. He still would cooperate with Sofiane, but he wanted to stand on his own 2 feet and do things his way, and doing things his way would turn out to be very successful. Moufide builds an empire, and each shipment is bigger than the previous one. Estimates were that his organization was responsible for at least 10% of the entire annual French hash consumption. 50 to 60 tons of the green gold entered the European Union on his behalf. This brought in millions upon millions for Moufide to invest in the Moroccan property market. He bought houses as if he was playing Monopoly. Houses in Tanger, Marrakech, Casablanca, and many other different cities belonged to his property portfolio. He lived as a king and splurged money as if it was nothing. Within 7 years of his arrest, he grew to become a key player in the European hash business. This brought in a lot of money, however unwanted attention from the police as well. The French police noticed Moufide was the one behind the organization smuggling the immense amounts into their country and the rest of the European Union. This caused him to make an important decision. Even though he remained under the radar, he felt the heat and left his country of birth for good in 2009. Before it might have been too late. Nevertheless, this move did not mean that law enforcement would let him go unfazed. Not at all. The following years, Moufide moves between Spain, Algeria, and Morocco. It was a stay in the last country that would nearly bring him in some serious trouble. In 2012, Moufide is one of his houses in Marrakech, Morocco. Moroccan police knock on his door ready to arrest him. As soon as Moufide noticed what was happening, he managed to escape via his garden, which was not properly guarded by the police for a potential escape move. This lack of awareness by the police was perfect for Moufide to take advantage of. He escaped, and was not heard of again for a long while. Even though Moufide was on the run, prosecutors still saw the opportunity to sentence him in absentia in 2015. French law enforcement in the court of Bordeaux sentenced the ghost to 20 years in prison. Even though he had not set foot in the country for over 6 years, the French still wanted to capture him and make him serve time in a French prison for his criminal involvements in the international trade of cannabis, leading a criminal organization, and money laundering. By giving him this sentence, they also made him internationally wanted. The pressure on Moufide started to build. In 2019, the police were once again very close to capturing Moufide. This time it was the Tunisian police force. After cooperation between France, Morocco, and Tunisian intelligence bureaus, it was discovered that Moufide was indeed in Tunisia. Thanks to an infiltrator within the police, Moufide managed to escape once again. Before the police raid was supposed to take action, he was informed that it was better if he moved, and so he did. Managing to escape the police for a second time, it was once again necessary to find another safe haven for Moufide. But is there really a safe haven if you are a criminal? Well, Dubai was an option. After his escape from Tunisia in 2019, Moufide settles in the United Arab Emirates. Specifically in the city of Dubai. Dubai was a long time deemed to be a safe haven for criminals. Criminals like Moufide were able to spend their ill-gotten gains on all luxury Dubai had to offer. Fancy dinners, expensive designer clothing, and the most beautiful houses. Moufide entered the UAE impersonating someone else with official travel documents. Once he was allowed entry, the ghost operated exactly like his nickname implied, a ghost. He never used his own identity, credit cards, or anything else that could be linked to him directly. Moufide thought he was untouchable and safe in the luxurious city. Dubai had a great appeal to criminals from all over the world. They could buy properties with their drug money, spend large amounts of cash in luxury stores without being asked questions. They were able to drive their Ferraris and Lamborghinis without anyone batting an eye. There's always someone richer than you in Dubai. Combine that with the fact that they did not have any extradition treaties to any country in the world, and you have yourself the perfect safe haven for criminals. Until countries all over the world started noticing that their most wanted criminals were residing and living comfortably in Dubai. Because there were no extradition treaties, they could not really do anything about it. Many countries came together and pressured Dubai into taking action against the criminals residing in their city. As pressure rose, Dubai started to see it as an opportunity to clean up their criminal safe haven image. They finally signed extradition treaties and took action, serious action. They actually started taking action right around the time Moufide settled in the city in 2019. Criminal after criminal was arrested and extradited. Ridwan Tahi, Rafael Imperiale, and many more. One criminal, bigger than the other, thought they were safe in Dubai. However, not anymore. Even Irish Kingpin Daniel Kinahan and his family fled the city because they saw it was becoming increasingly less safe for them. They felt the breath of the Dubai task force and chose to prematurely leave just in case, but not Moufide the Ghost Bouchibi. He was so confident and felt so safe that he thought that they could never ever get to him. Boy was he wrong. Dubai police was warned by the French police and Interpol that there was a high possibility that Moufide was in their city. Since he entered the country with false paperwork and remained anonymous in the city, it was not 100% sure if he was or not. The French police handed over one important thing to the police in Dubai, one very specific thing, and also the one only clue they had. That was the picture of Moufide the Ghost Bouchibi they took in 2002. 19 years later, this picture would come back to haunt him. Dubai police assigned a very experienced team to the case and the hunt started. Specifically for Moufide, they set up a data analysis center to analyze his every step. One of the detectives said, "He was hiding under several names as if he did not exist. This posed a great challenge to us." The detectives analyzed all of the available data, such as pictures and videos taken by the high-tech security systems in Dubai, artificial intelligence and information shared by Interpol. Security cameras showed Moufide living a relaxed life and shopping with his family and kids. That all came to an end in March 2021. Dubai police orchestrated a swift and silent arrest, and just like that, a decade-long fugitive criminal is arrested. The man who was responsible for 10% of the annual cannabis import in France lived a life on the run. He grew up in a small city near Paris, managed to become the top dog in his business, and wanted to retire in sunny Dubai. He felt invincible and invisible. Knowing he was hard to catch, perhaps he got careless or too cocky by staying in Dubai while they were sweeping their streets clean. With only the help of a 19-year-old picture, the police still managed to make an arrest. This goes to show that you are never safe anywhere in the world. Thank you very much for watching.